We are tracking Hurricane Nicole. Maximum sustained winds are now sitting at 75 miles per hour. This is the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. This is the 10 p.m. advisory. You can see that Category 1 storm. This is just over the last 24 hours, you guys. You can see all of this to the north, heavy rain, even some damaging winds, blizzard conditions up there. And then down to the south, I'm going to zoom in here across areas of Louisiana, Mississippi, into Alabama. All of these tornado warnings. Here is the latest track. I'll get a new one at the end of the newscast for you, but this is what I have. This is the 8 p.m. advisory, likely going to strengthen, rapidly intensify into a major Category 4 hurricane. The images and the videos that we've seen circulating social media are absolutely devastating. And even though we were forecasting this, and the National Hurricane Center, props to them, when this was just a tropical depression, the track was actually right toward Fort Myers. We have this ridge of high pressure still hanging out in the southeastern corner, really, of the United States, bringing record-breaking heat to us. Meanwhile, out west, we're seeing an Arctic blast in some areas, like Minneapolis, could pick up 2 feet of snow. Atmospheric river is basically what it sounds like. It's a river in the sky of water vapor. Now, they're relatively long, narrow regions in the atmosphere that can create extreme rainfall and floods like they're seeing in California.
Good to see all of you. We have a little bit of a misty drizzle. It's almost kind of hard to feel it, and it's certainly not showing up on radar right now. And we do have that dense fog here in Morganton, but it didn't stop us for having a wonderful time at the parade.
We were certainly worried.
That's awful and terrifying, and that is what 10 feet of snow this season will do to you. Mammoth Lake's over 600 inches of snow. Wild what they've been seeing in terms of that wintry weather. Now, here locally, we've been seeing really quite the opposite. No wintry weather. We do have wind alerts posted, though. Ashe, Watauga, Avery counties, and then the western parts of Caldwell and Burke counties. Wind advisories in place for you until Saturday at 1 p.m. The winds are going to be howling. I mentioned this just a little bit ago, about 10 minutes ago. We cannot sleep on the winds. Winds could potentially be gusting upwards of 50 miles per hour, expecting some wind gusts. That's not just in the mountains. Even here in the Queen City, we could see winds gusting between about 35 and 50 miles per hour. So secure any of those loose objects on your porch and in your yard. Let's get to our severe weather impacts, kind of laying this out for you. The warmer the color here, the warmest one I have is orange, shows damaging wind gusts, and that is going to be a medium threat level through the day tomorrow. Again, even outside of thunderstorms, it is going to be very windy. Frequent lightning and isolated tornadoes also going to be a concern. I'll time it out in a second. Flooding, we could see it. I mean, it's going to be a wide range. We could see ½ an inch or even ¼ of an inch to about 1.5 inches. I think the greatest rainfall is going to fall across the foothills. So let's go ahead and time this out, starting with 4 a.m. So overnight tonight, we're going to see some rain across the area, some isolated pockets of moderate to heavy rain, and then through the day tomorrow, the coverage is going to be pretty isolated. We want to see the rain and the clouds hold tight. That's going to stabilize our atmosphere. If we see the rain go away and sunshine break out, our atmosphere will have a little bit more energy to work with. So I like this run of future track. This is a kind of a short range model. It's called Graph. This is 5 p.m. And this is the line we're watching. So late afternoon into early evening. Watch how it's kind of just breaking up as it pushes eastward across our area. This is 7 p.m. So the main time frame of potential severe weather between about 4 p.m. and about 9 p.m. Look at not too much to work with. If this line holds together, though, again, damaging straight line winds will be the primary threat. Isolated spin-up tornadoes, not totally out of the question. Once this front crosses the area, it's going to be beautiful as we head into the weekend. For Saturday, 68 degrees and sunny. By Sunday, 68 and still holding on to the sunshine. Finally, this weekend, we're going to have a dry weekend, again, with a decent amount of that sun. So for tonight, seeing some showers move across the area, very mild, 58 degrees overnight. And then we really see a fine pattern, at least in this 7-day forecast. You can look at the tail end, though. We will be trending cooler, and that's not just going to be for a day or two. I think that trend is going to be here to stay for a little bit. You guys, I'm forecasting not this weekend, next weekend, 20s in the forecast.
Oh, Kaitlin.
Really?
Yeah, probably mid to upper 20s, and we'll have to see if any pattern shifts, but right now it does look like it's going to be below average.
No, my girl.
I know it. Wrong way.
Yeah.
Poor trees.
Poor trees.
I know.
I know. All right,
Thanks, Kate.
we'll get it together.
I was just looking at our GOES 16 satellite. That's available for anybody to look at. Type in GOES 16 satellite on the web, and you could actually see those counterclockwise swirls in the Pacific, and those are just lining up to head right toward Carolinas, or right toward California. Thankfully, not the Carolinas. Here across the Carolinas, though, future track, I want to go ahead and start with this. Start with the rain that we're expecting with this strong cold front tomorrow. It does look like isolated showers could develop overnight tonight, but really few and far between. We're not expecting anything in terms of severe weather overnight. And actually, most of the day tomorrow looks to be pretty dry. It's not until about 4 o'clock that a line of showers, even a couple of thunderstorms, will start setting up in our western counties, push to the east, and arrive here across the Piedmont 5, 6, 7, even 8 o'clock in the evening. So the time frame for this is going to be late afternoon, heading into the evening hours. Not too late in the evening, though. We're likely still going to see a few showers by 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow, and then northwest flow snow starts to build across the high country, and they are going to see measurable accumulating snow as they head through the day Friday. That snow, though, it's not going to dip here across the Piedmont. So if you do love the snow, head up to Ashwaubenon and neighboring counties. Let's talk the severe weather threat. It's marginal. It's a very low risk, so it's level 1 out of 5. But this time last night, we were under kind of a general thunderstorm threat. I'm really not anticipating this to go up if we hang tight to the clouds, and if that line does arrive about 5, 6, 7 o'clock. After peak daytime heating. I do think damaging wind, isolated tornadoes will be our primary threat, but again, it's a low risk, it's just not zero, so make sure you're staying weather-wise as we head through the second half of the day tomorrow. Looking at the projected snowfall totals, I'm expecting about 1 to 2 inches if you had right around 3,500 feet, so areas like Boone, but areas above 3,500 feet, likely about 2 to 4 inches of snow. So some nice fresh powder if you're heading skiing or snowboarding up in the high country. Here's that regional forecast: mid-50s for the mountains, low 60s for the foothills, mid-60s tomorrow for the Piedmont. Across the Carolinas, Friday looks to be that snowmaking day up in the high country. Otherwise, if you're staying in the Piedmont or heading to the beaches, Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, will be dry. It's going to be chilly, though, no matter which way you slice it. And chilly's not really going to be a word that I'm using over the next 10 days. It looks like we're going to see gradual increase of temperatures as we head through next week. Look at that, you guys. 65 degrees is in my forecast for the middle of January. That's likely going to once again come with another storm system. As we check out your 7-day forecast, you can see rain is going to return, and this is kind of the trend that we're in right now. These areas of low pressure, you guys, that are developing over California, basically, those are tracking, of course, across the country. So we're kind of getting breaks, temperatures are rising, and then we're going to get rain. So we'll likely kind of see this trend. And now if we can get cold and then one of those come, then we'll likely see snow. Our biggest snow day here, March 2nd. Yeah,
Really?
so we have some time. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't expect
Welcome
snow
to
in
the
March,
South.
right?
Thank you, Kaitlin.
You're welcome.